Is the government stealing from you without you even knowing it? Hi, I'm Craig, and I'm here to talk a little bit about inflation today. And I know a lot of you watching this channel probably know that inflation is in fact a hidden tax. The government is taking money from you. But I wanted to put it in terms that people that aren't familiar with the situation would understand, and maybe provide an example of how you might explain that to a friend and really get them outraged about the fact that the government is stealing from you via inflation. So I'm going to tell a story about a man and a government when they want something. So let's talk about a man who wants a car. He wants this. It's got some sweet rims. It's going to cost him a lot of money. Now this man doesn't have any money. He's broke. But he wants the car. And so I tried to think of any way you could possibly get something you want legally or illegally. So of course you could save your money. That's the first way. Work and save, and eventually someday you'll get what you want. The second way is he could steal the car. He could break in, hotwire it. But this guy doesn't know how, so he's not going to do that. And he's not just going to take it from one of his friends, take their keys, they'd find out it was him. It's too obvious who it is. He's scared of doing that. So the third way is he could make something. He could make a car, but that's really hard to do. He doesn't know how to do that. Or he could just make some dollars, print it up, and go to the dealership and pay with his fake money. So here's our criminal now. That's a printer, supposedly, and that's fake money that's being made. So he does that, and he gets caught because the money's not very good. He's not very good at it, and he goes to jail. That's your formula. Counterfeiting money equals going to jail. So think for a second, why is counterfeiting money illegal? It seems like a victimless crime when you do it. I mean, who are you really hurting? The person who's getting the money is getting paid. They might spend that money somewhere else if you do a perfectly good counterfeit. And you're getting what you want. So there's a reason it's illegal, and you probably know what that is. And if you're explaining this to someone, they could probably figure out what it is. And that's that if everyone counterfeited money, we would have a whole new problem in that we would have all this fake money, and the value of the real money would go down. So that is basically the process of inflation. If you make counterfeit money, you inflate the money supply, and that's bad for everybody. But it's good for you. So the counterfeiter gains, the person that has the fake money right away gains, and everyone else loses a little bit. Now, you might see where I'm going with this. Say you're a government and you want something. Say you want to buy a car company. And you don't have the money, because, I mean, our government doesn't have any money. And so you can go back to your... I got a cat sitting on my things. Your three things you could do. You could save, which the government doesn't do. You could steal it / take it, which is taxation, which people are not going to want to be taxed for all the money we're spending. That's a hard solution to do. If you say we're going to raise taxes to pay the bail at these banks, we're going to say, hell no, that is not going to happen. So what they can do is they can make money. And people have no say in that. Congress doesn't have to approve it. It's just done by the Fed. And it's easy to do. It taxes the people just the same and inflates the money supply. And it's good for the government, but it's bad for the people, just like the guy who counterfeited the money for the car. So then you have this formula. That's the Federal Reserve. And that's them printing real money, supposedly real money. And that's A-OK. So, hopefully I made the comparison clear in that the federal government, when they create money, it's exactly the same as someone counterfeiting money, except they have said that it's legal. I mean, if the guy who wanted to counterfeit money to make the car got to make the laws, he would say, I can make all the money I want, because I make the laws, so I'm going to counterfeit it and buy whatever I want. That's what the government does. They are criminals, and there's no two ways about it. Inflating the money supply is just criminal. And let me leave you with a quote. Okay, this is from George Washington. He said, "We may one day become a great commercial and flourishing nation, but if in the pursuit of the means we should unfortunately stumble again upon unfunded paper money or any similar species of fraud, we shall assuredly give the fatal stab to our national credit in its infancy." George Washington thinks if we use unfunded paper money and inflate it, it is fraud, and we will fall, which we probably will, sad to say. Thanks for watching. That's all I got, and stay healthy.